we'll call this meeting to order. All right, first off, I'd like to welcome Jay Paragon from the Clintwood Baptist Church and Jim Childress. Jay's going to lead us in a prayer, and Jim's going to lead us in the pledge. So if everybody would, stand up. Jay.
Most gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for the day. We thank you for the ability to be here. We thank you for the gathering that there is tonight, Father. We pray your wisdom. We pray your guidance, your counsel, your discernment, Father, all these things for our county. Lord, you have blessed us with a wonderful place to gather, to live, to have family, to have community, Lord. And we just want to do all that we can, Father, to see that this county puts your name above every other name. Father, we ask for each and every decision, each and every heart here tonight, that you guide, that you direct, Father, that you give encouragement and strengthen each and every discussion, each and every decision that needs to be made. Father, we ask for the integrity of everything that's done be glorifying to your name. And Father, we ask, Lord, that as all things are said and done, may there be peace in the hearts, Lord, of everyone here, God, that we as a whole do what we can for the people of this county that we love and we hold dearly. We ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you both.
That's reasons. Yep.
Yeah. Need approval of the minutes.
If there's no question, I make a motion that we approve them. I read them. I didn't see anything wrong with them.
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye as well. Any opposed? Now the approval of the agenda.
Mr. Chairman, if we could, item 10C, Clintwood Rescue Squad Jordan Lee, we're going to remove that from the agenda. Mr. Nathan Mullins had indicated to me that they're not ready for that now. They will revisit that at a later date. So.
I need an approval of the agenda and omit 10C.
I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda with eliminating 10C.
And I'll second it.
And Sheriff Fleming, was you wanting to do a report before we do that?
Not yet, not yet.
Not yet? Not yet, they said.
We're not to the consent agenda yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Mr. Approval.
I thought we'd
Of
already
the
did.
agenda.
Okay.
And then next is consent agenda.
We approved the agenda.
But we didn't
No,
do the
we gotta move on second. He hasn't called for a vote yet.
Okay, my bad.
Okay.
I got mixed
That's
up
okay.
again.
I thought
That's
we
okay.
did.
No problem.
So
I'll
we
make
got a
a
motion
mo-
and a second.
Well,
We
I'm a-
did make a motion and
Any
second.
discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye as well. Thank you, Brenda. Brenda keeps me straight.
she does. She
She's on
keeps,
top-
she
she's on
keeps us
top
all
of it.
straight.
She's on top of it.
Now we're down to the consent agenda. So this would be
Sheriff.
the sheriff's report. If you want to do that, then we'll
Come on, Sheriff.
approve it.
He's not been here in a long time.
He hasn't.
He hasn't.
We got the rest of it.
I won't keep you, I won't be in your presence long. I think you guys have the same report and looked at the same report that I've got. This is the monthly report from July 2026. And again, I'm just going to hit the high spots. During that 30-day period, it looks like we served 20 protective orders, which is pretty significant for a 30-day period. 2 juvenile transports. I think both of those went to Bristol. 20 arrests. 320 civil papers served, received 92 warrants from the courts, and it looks like our deputies patrolled 26,717 miles in those 30 days. And we had a total of 278 auxiliary hours worked. And if you'll look back a couple pages, you'll see that Kester Keith, he worked the majority of those hours. And I want to thank him for everything he does for us. Without him, Curtis, a few of these other auxiliary officers, it would make it very difficult on us. Over the past week, we've been slammed with transports. Bristol twice yesterday, Staunton last week, and I've got 2 on the road today to Williamsburg. So that's just a never-ending cycle. But it seems like it's picked up a lot. There's also a breakdown on here, citations, totals by charge. You can look. I think this is different. This is the first time I've seen it. First time I've seen Angie put it in the report. So you can take a look and look at those totals, and you can actually see which officer made arrest, how many civil papers that officer served, how many arrests that individual officer made during that period. And there's also a criminal investigation report in there as well. And I do apologize, but there's probably 50 or 75 different line items here, so I'm not going to go over all of them, but you should have it in your report. Kind of keep up with what we've been doing every day. There's also a list in here of the auxiliary hours, and it shows you which officer came out, who they rode, which deputy they rode with, and how many hours they worked that shift. I believe that's all I got. I do want to mention, we do have Tyler Mullins in the academy. That's Chris Mullins' son. He is graduating September 3rd in Bristol. So if any of you would like to attend, we'd love to have you. I don't know if any of you have ever been to an officer graduation, but it's
Wasn't
it's
he a
pretty nice to have.
dispatcher? Wasn't he a dispatcher?
He was a dispatcher. So he'll be our newest officer. You'll be seeing him probably within the next 30 days. You'll be seeing him a little bit. We did make a couple changes, a couple moves within the school. Grant Garrett will be leaving the middle school, and he will be going to the courtroom. I guess he just wanted a break, wanted to change the scenery, so I know the parents and teachers are going to miss him. I'm already getting phone calls. They don't want him to leave, but we left it up to him, let him make a decision. But any questions? I think that's all I got for you.
Anybody got any questions?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda A through I.
Thank you, Ms. Sluss. Have a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye as well. Any opposed? Number 5, public comment.
You want me to read the rules?
Oh, yeah. I
Okay.
keep forgetting about that.
There's time limits. There shall be a time limit for each individual speaker of 3 minutes. A representative of a group may have up to 5 minutes to make a presentation. Speakers are not permitted to donate time to other speakers. No speaker's time shall be extended except by unanimous consent or a 2/3 vote of the board members present. Prohibited conduct. Persons appearing before the board will not be allowed to campaign for public office, promote private business venture, use profanity, use language which insults or demeans any person when directed at a public official or employee when not related to his or her official duties. However, citizens have the right to comment on the performance, conduct, and qualifications of public figures, make frivolous statements, interrupt other speakers, engage in behavior that intimidates others, or address the board on issues that do not concern the services, policies, or affairs of the county.
Thank you, Will. Now, public comment. If anybody would like to come up and make a public comment, state your name and your address, please. And if you need to call in, it's 276-333-0357.
Ready for me, sir?
You got the floor.
That was very loud. My name is James Andrew Andy Rose. I will answer to any and all of those. I'm here to provide the board an update on behalf of the Dickinson County Pioneer Days Committee. So I just wanted to roll through that real quick. September 5th and 6th on Chase Street in Clintwood, Virginia, starting at 9 a.m. Saturday morning. We're going to kick off with a pancake breakfast and roll through the day with all kinds of fun activities and events. We've got a cruise in. We've got a quilt show. We got a hog hauling contest. We got music, beard contest. We got leather workers. We got, the blacksmiths. We've got the spindle where they do the wool thing. We're going to have a dunk tank. We're going to have games for the kids. It's going to go all the way to the evening till 10 o'clock. Sunday at noon, there will be a free meal at the community center for anybody. Come out and get a free meal. And we're going to have all kinds of stuff on Saturday, Sunday as well. Ernest T. Bass will be back. We've got a Boss Hog, Uncle Jesse, Roscoe Pico train. I just wanted to say that on record one time in my life. Impersonators will be out. We have cars, like the make updated version of the General Lee, Cooter's tow truck, Roscoe's police car. We've got 2 professional wrestlers, retired, like 80s, 90s professional wrestlers. You know, we're on budget. We have, it's just going to be a great event. It's free to come out. We've got like 62 vendors signed up now, several food trucks. I misspoke, food trucks. We have some people doing fundraising. We're going to have all kinds of cool stuff. So I'm sorry? Yes, Visit Dickinson County is doing a storytelling. You can come and record a story, and then hopefully we'll be able to do something really cool with that. And then if you are brave enough after you record your story and it's practiced, you can come up and compete in the storytelling contest on stage and possibly win a prize. And we will probably give a prize to everybody who participates. So it's going to be a really cool event. We're going to try to do some really cool interactive things. We've got some old trinkets from like my childhood. I'm sorry? Honey Show. Yes, the Dickinson County Lonesome Pine Beekeepers Association Club group is got a honey show. They're going to judge, and there's going to be honey for sale, I think. It's great. We've got a lot of participants, so just say if anybody wants to get involved, come out and volunteer, sponsor, help, whatever you'd like. We'd love to see you. Just come out, walk around. If you want to spend some money, but at least come out and spend some time with us.
Is it going to be on the back street again?
Yes, Chase Street from Jonah Mullins up to the Truist Bank entrance, and then we're going to close all of Walnut from McClure down to Jonah Mullins. And we'll be in the park and all over that whole area right there.
You going to use the old Food City parking lot too?
Well, we're probably going to use that for parking and set up a wagon shuttle to get people from there down to the street.
Mr. Chairman? So that's a good thing. I wonder, who do you ask? Do you have to ask anybody to use that parking lot?
The Food City parking lot?
Yeah.
Well, we're not setting up in it. We're just going to let people park.
So they don't care? It's not Food Cities no more. I don't know
Yeah,
if it is.
I don't know. There was a bunch of electrical line trucks parked over there the other day, so I figured we'll just follow their suit.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you all.
Appreciate it. All right, anybody else? We got any calls?
No, sir.
Last call.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. My name's Cody Rittenberry. As most of you guys may or may not know, Dale Mullins has retired from the Sandy Ridge Fire Department, and I have taken over as chief. Just want to let you guys know that the Sandy Ridge Fire Department is under new leadership across the board 100%. It's a new day, it's a new start. We're starting all over. We want to, make ourselves a commitment to serving the community of Sandy Ridge and letting the community know that that's what we're there for. I spoke with Mr. Barton earlier. Sometime in September, I plan on having an open house at the fire department for the community, and whoever may be, willing to come. We want to know the community's concerns, their opinions. We've got a lot of younger people. We've got 3 junior members that are absolutely wanting to learn everything and anything they can, which is a blessing. It's hard to find young people who want to get in that type of profession anymore. But I just wanted to let it be known that the Sandy Ridge Volunteer Fire Department is under new leadership, and if you guys need anything from me or my assistant chief or secretary treasurer, we're just a phone call away, and we're transparent 110%. So just want to let that be known, and I appreciate this time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Anybody else? Still no calls?
Chairman, I make a motion to close public comment.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye as well. Any opposed? All right. Number 6, I think we've got Dr. Clint Hayes here from Southwest Virginia College. He's gonna
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, thank you for giving me a few minutes to speak to you today. This is the first opportunity I've had to get over and talk with you all in Dickinson County. So just want to introduce myself for a second. I'm not as good as Dr. Westover. I did not bring anything for you to read. But let me tell you just a little bit about me and about Southwest Virginia Community College as I see it today. So I'm Clint Hayes again. I am from Kentucky. Don't hold that against me. I didn't get many laughs on that. But the area I'm from Kentucky is very similar to Buchanan and Dickinson counties in that it was very rural, coal-driven economy, and when coal kind of went away in our area of Kentucky, it changed a lot of things, right? So for me, higher education was the way out of that, and to figure out what else I could do. And so that's really, for me, what it's all about, is trying to provide opportunities for folks to get from where they are to where they want to go. And that's what I see from Southwest Virginia Community College. It's so important, as it provides those opportunities. And the college itself, one of the things that, again, I've been here for about a year at Southwest now. And through that year, we've had, some ups and downs. We've had to close some things and start some new things and try to move some things forward. One of the big things for me has been about, making it the community's college again, and being part of the community, and the community being part of what we do at the institution. So for me, I want to be part of Dickinson County. I want to make sure that we are meeting the needs the best that we can and working in partnership with our sister college to meet the needs of Dickinson County. So whatever you guys have in mind for us and what you would like to talk with us about, we're open to have those conversations. And again, it really truly is about partnership and being partners with the community. So really, that's about all I have to say to you today. I will be much better prepared to present to you next time that I'm over here, but I did want you to know who I am. And I did want to get an opportunity to talk with you guys. So thank you all very, very much for this chance to do that. I appreciate it very much. Does anybody have any questions for me?
I have a comment. I realized, I took a course at Southwest Virginia Community College in English, and after I graduated, I went back and took organic chemistry.
Okay.
which is completely over my head. But what about your career opportunities, technical? I know in my experience, a lot of the children that live this way, Clintwood,
Yeah.
this way, usually go to Mountain Empire.
Yes.
But we have a lot of kids that, in Hayside area and Sand Lake that go to Southwest Community College, which I know you know that, I'm not telling you. But what is your, how's your technical programs?
Well, for technical programs, we have many. I mean, you know, it just depends on what someone wants to do, but we do have lots of them. One thing I want to say, though, is that Southern Gap in Buchanan County, if you're familiar with what we're doing in that facility out there, that's really a focus of ours right now, is building up that area with various technical things. We have diesel mechanics out there, for example. We have CDL training out there. We have nursing in that site. So we're trying to find other opportunities to expand there. So I think that's a little closer maybe for some folks over here to get to than it is to drive to our main campus. And one of the conversations that we've had with Buchanan County is, what do you need? You know, what is it that the business and industry particularly need in Buchanan County to help meet the needs? And it would be the same question to pose to Dickinson County. What is it that you need? What can we do to try to help support the needs of your community? And I know we've had some conversations about that already over here to try to figure out things that we can do. And we've had a lot of conversations also with Mountain Empire about how do we do a better job working together to meet the needs of Dickinson County, because it is a shared county for us. So, you know, that would be my primary thing, is what is it that we can do to help support what you need in this area? Workforce training is part of that. You know, what is it from a workforce perspective, like shorter kinds of opportunities, things that we can do for business and industry to help the businesses get what they need in their area. And I don't know exactly what that is at this point, you know, so that's the conversation that we've got to have, and that's the relationship building that we need to do here so that we can get those answers to help do those things a little bit better in this area.
Well, we certainly have had that discussion about how there's very few certified electricians, very few certified HVAC in this county.
Yeah,
And those that are really reaching the age of almost retirement.
yeah.
So I don't understand when you said you don't know the need. The need is very, I'm sure have you discussed it with Dana?
Specific needs, yes, that's what I'm talking about, yeah. And we have sat down and had some conversations, and we're trying to work through all those details about what we can do and what we can't. It's very difficult, and y'all know this, it's very difficult for some of these programs, depending on how much money, you know, we can invest in a program to get it here. So what we're trying to do is find some ways to get support for that so that we can do those things.
Thank you, Mr. Hay.
Of course. What else can I do for you?
Anybody else?
Thank you so much.
Thank you
I
so
appreciate
much.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
I'm surprised he said he didn't know what the need was.
All right. Now we got Mountain Empire Community College, Dr. Chris Westover. Welcome.
Sorry, I'm deaf.
Well, good evening,
Good evening.
Mr. Chairman, Board, thank you. And thank you for letting us have Dana Cronkite as a board member. She has been amazing, amazing board member. I just want to thank you for the opportunity to provide a brief update on Mountain Empire Community College. I put a little bit in your packet there to just some information and some data, and I'll kind of try and go through a little bit of it with you. Our higher education in general is facing kind of an enrollment challenge right now across the nation. We are experiencing smaller graduating classes, there's a birth dearth across the country. This fall, we are right now, as of yesterday, serving 1,934 students. That generates about 1,295, the equivalent of 1,295 full-time equivalent students. Those figures are down approximately 6% from last year. This is early in the semester. We usually have 3 to 4% more that shows up on the non-dual enrollment side. So we're hoping that we'll close that gap through the semester. And then in dual enrollment right now, we're trending about the same. We don't have all of our dual enrollment entered into the system yet, so it looks like it's down about 10%. But I looked this morning, and it looks like we're going to be about the same. We just don't, right now, as schools are still starting up, we don't have Central in. We don't have about 4 schools in. So we are still kind of focused, well, we are still laser focused on student access, completion, and workforce outcomes. Across the region, dual enrollment participation has declined a little bit, but we've got some really strong things going in dual enrollment right now, both throughout the Virginia Community College system at Southwest and MECC, so I'll talk about those here in just a minute. Our most impactful initiatives, and thank you for your contribution to this, continues to really be our Promise program. And if you remember, right around pandemic time, you all kind of infused that gift that we got and helped us get that off the ground. And you can see some of our numbers there in terms of Promise students. In Dickinson County last fall, we had 20 students from Dickinson County who came to MECC right on that Promise program scholarship, and 18 of them returned in the spring. One of the things I'm really proud about that program is that we have a 93% retention rate in our Promise program. So those students who weren't coming before are now coming and staying and finishing, which is truly wonderful. Looking ahead, we're excited about the potential for an adult Promise program. We've been given a gift. We're actually sitting down tomorrow all day to kind of work out the details of that. Many adults in our community need additional credits. They need credentials. They may have started and then life got in the way and they have a few credit hours, but they can't put down life, stop working, and finish. So we recognize that we're going to have to build that program a little bit differently. We're going to build some stipends into that for working parents and for folks who are already working. We're also going to work with local employers. And I'd like to just share that MECC is a workforce partner. So if you have any employers in the region who need to upskill their employees, if they need leadership development, technical training, certifications, or degree pathways, we can certainly help with that. And if you have employers right now who have people that they want to come back to college or to finish a degree, encourage them to reach out to me or to reach out to our enrollment services office, because those students will likely be eligible for our Promise program in the spring. Finally, our partnership with Dickinson County Public Schools continues to create opportunities through dual enrollment. We partner at Clintwood High School with Southwest Virginia Community College. I believe we deliver the math and they deliver the English. I'm not quite sure what that relationship is. Opposite. We deliver the English and Southwest delivers the math. Last year, the General Assembly passed something called the College and Career Ready Virginia program, which essentially allows any student in high school who's eligible for dual enrollment, who wants to take dual enrollment, to complete the first year of an associate degree at no cost to that student. So students can knock out a half of their associate degree. Those credits actually lead toward an applied science degree or a transfer degree. So it's a great start for them. They don't really have to decide their career pathway, but they can get that first year of general education under their belt and out of the way. Last year we had about 45 students graduate with an associate degree while they were still in dual enrollment and still in high school, which is incredible. We had 87 Dickinson County students earn college credit while they were still in high school, and they generated 20 FTE. In the spring, 79 students participated, generating 19 FTE, and that all those FTEs matter for is our funding. We are totally, almost completely funded on full-time enrollment. One of the things that I want to share is that we've started a grant program through the Appalachian Regional Commission called Project SOAR. We created that in direct need for Wildwood recovery. Those residents will be able to come to Mountain Empire Community College tuition free. They can go into workforce programs, they can go into G3 programs, and then we will provide last dollar scholarships through that ARC grant. So great opportunity there. I will hush and just see if you all have any questions for us, or for me. We're still having Homecraft Days, third weekend in October. come and join us for a nice fall event on campus.
Dr. West, I noticed you called it Clinton High School. We have consolidated to Ridgeview High School.
Ridgeview, thank you.
And it's
It was
a
like
sore
right
spot
there in my
our
mind
county,
and I
so,
couldn't pull it out.
I
Thank
want
you,
to say
Shelby.
that we have Ridgeview High School.
Yes, and it's a beautiful facility
Yes, it is.
too, yes.
Chairman?
I graduated from Clintwood High School.
Okay.
I noticed in here you've got annual tuition comparison. Are you talking about East Tennessee State? I know Wise County may get in-state tuition, but Dickinson County does not. Is that
Dickinson
correct?
County, at East Tennessee State, I believe they have, I think there's a reciprocity agreement with Tennessee that it's I can't remember if it's 30, 60, or 100 miles as the crow flies. So,
That would put us out of the reciprocity.
yeah, I'm not sure about the articulation agreement with Tennessee because we're a Virginia college, but I do know that East Tennessee State gives our graduates a discount when they come from, they have a
do?
transfer scholarship.
I graduated
And they
from
make
East
it,
Tennessee State.
yeah, they make it they're very competitive to UVA-wise. And I think you can kind of see that in those numbers. Now, I will confess, this is last year's book. We haven't made this year's view book yet, so those are numbers from last year, final numbers, and we'll be getting that out here in
So
probably
it
the
is
next
your
2
belief
months.
that Dickinson County gets a discount if they go to East Tennessee State?
I don't know. I'll have to find out, Rhonda, but I will find out and let you know. I know that for our faculty, they have some amazing, like, doctoral and leadership programs to help our faculty and dual enrollment faculty get credentialed. And I'm not sure how far that reciprocity reaches, though. So I'll find out for you and reach
That would
back
be
out.
great if it did,
Yeah.
because East Tennessee State offers so much more curriculum, let's say, than, I know I'm not trying down one college or the other.
Sure.
But Emory and Henry, my son went his first year to Emory and Henry, and it's just a lot of money, and for the most part, they don't have a lot of programs, except they have added the PA program.
Yes.
But they don't, if you want to be a teacher, if you want to be a doctor or dentist, it's okay, but if you want to do something else, then you were hurting.
Yeah.
So I also noticed here, I had a little girl tell me the other day at Subway that she wanted to be a ultrasound technician. And I said, okay, by the way, what does that pay, honey? She said $80,000.
Yeah, very.
And I said, hold on just a minute. It don't pay no $80,000,
Oh,
does it?
it depends on where the location, the metropolitan statistical area. Some of them start out pretty well in those medical fields.
Wants to do geriatric.
Wants to do geriatric, then it probably does pay that well.
Well, I noticed you got monography and phlebotomy, which is really good. I think you guys are doing a great job.
Well, thank you. We've got an amazing staff, dedicated faculty. I'm blessed to work there and to lead it, honestly. But
Well, I have
it's a
nephew
strong
that started there
institution.
yesterday. His brother and sister graduated from UVA Wise. Well, he come home and told his mother and daddy he wasn't going to college, that he wanted to go to technical school.
Ah,
So he started yesterday, and I asked him, he's taking HVAC. I think.
okay,
And
good.
he wants to take electrical. And, you know, college is not, a BS or BA degree is not necessary for everybody. Even the world we live in, it's not gonna be. Because we're gonna have to have some people that know how to work on AI, know how to work on these machines.
Absolutely.
And it's not, you don't have to have a degree to, it used to be when I got out of school, if you got a degree, you guaranteed, which back in the Stone Age.
yeah.
That you was gonna get a pretty good job, but that's not so now.
We actually share with our graduates and with our students that in today's technologically driven world, they really need to become lifelong learners, that it doesn't end with us. That if they want to stay relevant, if they want to, continue in a field, they're probably going to have to continue to learn in that field, because you all know any field we've been in has changed drastically, probably even in the last decade. One of the things I will say is that we don't have it formally announced yet, but we do have kind of an AI troop. So if you have businesses that are struggling with how to use artificial intelligence or just need help with artificial intelligence, we can come help them. We can come help their staff kind of learn how to use it like administratively or in different tasks. So if you have any employers that need that skill set or want to upskill some of their employees, please just reach out to us and we can send that troop out to their business.
Dr. Westover, I think you're doing a great job.
Well, thank you. I think we're blessed to have some amazing people and the support of folks like you all, so that really helps.
Thank you very much.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a grandson that came and went to the lineman school down at the old Appalachia School.
Yeah.
And he is now in Jackson, Ohio, working with New River Electric.
Wow. Oh, that's
And,
wonderful.
yeah.
And he's
And-
enjoying it?
Yes, he's
Good.
enjoying it.
Good.
I think he might would like to have a little bit of time off, but he's pulling about 80 hours a week.
Yep.
And that, but I think he's enjoying the paychecks.
That's, what they find out is
A little bit.
they know that the pay is
Yeah.
going to be good. They don't necessarily always understand that they might have to travel,
Right.
work 60 or 80 hours a week
Yeah.
to make that good pay, but yes.
But he is like her nephew is, because my granddaughter graduated from UVA Wise and graduated with her master's in teaching school because she did dual enrollment in high school and went in as a junior, you know.
Yeah.
So I was appreciative that they could do all of that. And you mentioned the ARC grant,
Yes.
working with the Wildwood Recovery. If you're not aware, or if the public's not aware, they are having an open house at the Wildwood Recovery Center on September the 17th from 2 to 6.
Okay.
And then the ribbon cutting is the next day on the 18th at 1:30.
And are those weekends, weekdays?
It's weekdays.
Weekdays?
Weekdays.
Okay, thanks, Dana.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is
Yeah.
Dana, what kind of profession down there at Mountain Empire do that the Wildwood would be hiring? Counselors, or what would you
I mean,
major
the
in?
positions that they're currently hiring
Yeah.
for? So right now, they're hiring for admissions coordinator, they're hiring for peer support staff, they're hiring for cook, janitorial. I think those are the main ones that they have left to hire for before the opening date. But as far as the types of vocational trainings that they hope to be able to partner with Mountain Empire will vary. That will be dependent upon, one, obviously the needs of the community. So we're already doing electrical and welding, which are really important. And then we also hope to be able to leverage the workforce that we can create at the Wildwood Recovery Center by partnering with our community colleges so that we can market our Red Onion Industrial Park. We have all of those pieces already together, so we can say, you know, come here, build your facility. We have the people that can work, and we have the higher education institutions that are willing to work with you to develop the training programs to have them ready to work with you.
And it's a great model. I will piggyback on that. I don't know if you all know about the Higher Ground Women's Recovery Residence in Lee County. It's a much smaller scale of Wildwood Recovery, basically. Those residents have been taking advantage of the SOAR grant and enrolled in courses. One, I believe, completed last year. But it's a great way for those residents, and you have to kind of pay attention if they're justice impacted, then there are certain fields that they may not be able to go into. You don't want to put them into something that they aren't going to be able to get a job in when they get out. But it's a great way to get folks who are justice impacted or who are in recovery back into the community, back into contributing citizens who are paying taxes and contributing to your community rather than draining your community. So I think it's been a great experience so far with the Higher Ground Women's Recovery Residence, and I'm looking forward to working with Wildwood Recovery.
And the Higher Ground residence is similar to our Dickinson Recovery residence that we have. And so this last semester, we had at least 2 of our ladies that live in one of our facilities that was actually taking welding.
Yes.
Here. And so we have had some different students that have come from either recovery court or our Dickinson Recovery houses to come to take the classes that we're hosting here in this building that are part of the Project SOAR.
Thank you, Dana. I'm gonna just take Dana on the road with me. I told you she's an excellent board member. Any other questions?
Anybody else?
Well, I'm appreciative to Mountain Empire and bringing on Southwest to work with her in this recovery and helping train our citizens and offering stuff local for the citizens so they don't have to travel. I'm glad to see that.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I have told kids about the no pay program to graduate and to go.
Yeah, the Promise program.
You know, there's no reason to sit home without an education because this is an opportunity.
Absolutely.
I have told kids that.
Yep. Money should not be a barrier. So if you have students who are saying, I can't afford it, then send them to us because we'll find a way to get them into school.
Very good.
Thank you all.
Good,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
both of you.
Thank you, both of you.
Down to number 8, our fiscal year 2025 audit. Mr. Barton, I think. Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the board, public. Emily Vyers, CPA with Robinson, Farmer, and Cox was scheduled to be here to present our audit today, but unfortunately she had a family matter that came up and was not able to attend, so therefore I'll be doing the presentation. But of course, this audit is, I'm going to give a brief overview of the county's audited financial statements and our audit for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2025. Overall, the audit reflects that the county remained in a strong financial position at year end. The auditors issued an unmodified, which is, you know, in accounting terms, a clean audit, a good audit, but they had an unmodified opinion on the county's governmental activities, the school board, the public service authority, each major fund, and the remaining fund information. And of course, that means that the financial statements were presented fairly in all material respects in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles. The audit opinion was qualified only as it relates to the Industrial Development Authority, and that's because the IDA's fiscal year was not closed in time for its audit to be included with the report of the county. Theirs is separate from the county instead of being part of the county's audit. The IDA is having a separate audit. To recap this year's audit, the general fund budget was $31,779,613. Revenues were $36,223,920, with expenditures of $31,458,490 for the fiscal year. General fund revenues exceeded expenditures by approximately $4.8 million during this fiscal year, primarily due to the increased coal and gas severance receipts and the opioid abatement authority funding that was received in fiscal year 25, and that was for the grant that we had received for the wellness center. The coal road fund budget was $2,850,000. Revenues were $5,570,110, with expenditures of $3,255,913 for the fiscal year. Coal road fund revenue exceeded expenditures by approximately $2.3 million, primarily due to increased coal and gas severance receipts, and also we had a VDOT refund that was in there that year from some prior projects that they'd refunded back to us. Lastly, the school construction project fund, which is our Q-SCAB debt retirement fund. That was from back in the day when Miss Shelby, I guess, was probably the only one on the board at that time, but when Ridgeview was being constructed, the county, on behalf of the school, had to borrow $10 million as far as in a bond, and thankfully the funding from the Corps of Engineers came through in the meantime. So therefore, there's money set aside to pay those obligations as they come due. But with that fund, revenues were $647,913, with expenditures of $980,000 for the fiscal year, and of course, expenditures were higher than revenue. But that's kind of about $332,000, but that's the nature of the fund because, it is a debt retirement fund. And for note, that qualified school construction bond has semi-annual payments and is due to be paid off on 12/1 of 2030. Moving on, the federal compliance portion of the audit was also positive. The county expended approximately $8 million in federal awards, and of course that includes the schools and our other agencies in with us. The school gets a lot of federal funding. The auditors issued an unmodified opinion there too, which is a clean audit in accounting terms, on compliance with the major federal programs tested, and there were no federal award findings or questioned cost. Lastly, moving on here, the audit did identify 2 weaknesses in internal control due to financial reporting. The first relates to the significant year-end adjusting entries that were required to prepare the financial statements. The second relates to the differences between the Treasurer's Accountability Fund and the balances recorded in the individual funds. We are currently in the process of transitioning from BAI accounting software to RDA accounting software, which will help mitigate both of these concerns. My office went live on the new software January 1st, 2026. I'll have to say it's going very well. And the Treasurer and Commissioner are scheduled to go live on November 1st of this year. It is important to distinguish that these internal control findings are different findings. They're not fraud. They're different from fraud or material or legal noncompliance. The auditors reported no material noncompliance with laws, regulations, contracts, or grant agreements, and no federal question cost. In summary, the audit shows the county ended fiscal year 2025 in a sound financial position. I'll answer any questions at this time. Ms. Byers said that, her contact information is in with the packet that you have in your board packet. If anybody has any individual questions, feel free to reach out to her at any time. But I'll answer any questions you got. If there's no questions or after that, then the board will need to vote to accept the audited financial statements for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2025. So.
Anybody got any questions?
I think we have a good county administrator that is going to see that to the utmost of his ability, he is not going to let us have a finding. He's going to keep that and work on that, and I appreciate that.
Thanks,
Is the Treasurer's Office getting caught up with 26
They are. We are
monthly reports now?
They are, and actually Casey in my office, of course myself too, but Casey's spending more time than I am working with them, working with Stephanie on that. They are through June right now and getting everything, they've got everything reconciled, and we're working with them to balance all the June numbers right now so that all the reporting can go out and we can begin our, we're actually already began our current year's audit, but to have all the numbers finalized for that, so.
Any more questions?
Okay, then, you ready for the motion?
Yeah.
Then I will make a motion to accept the Dickinson County's audited financial statements for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2025 as presented.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye as well. Any opposed? Number 9, a resolution, coal and gas road improvement advisory committee.
Mr. Chair, if I can take that one, provide an update, of course, for the board and for the public that's here and the people that's watching online. Back in June, the Coal and Gas Road Improvement Advisory Committee met to determine how they want to allocate the coal and gas road funds for the upcoming fiscal year. At that time, they passed a resolution which the board approved at their June meeting. They also decided to hold off on allocating funds until VDOT submitted its project proposals. And of course, as you guys know, Mr. Alan Sumter, resident engineer, was out on medical leave during that time. And so once he returned, Coal and Gas Road Advisory Committee reconvened again on August 18th and discussed the project allocation for the upcoming fiscal year. And the resolution that's in your packet was passed unanimously by the Coal and Gas Road Improvement Authority. And, for the public and those in the room, I see Mr. Ronnie Moore came in. He's on one of the impacted roads that has been discussed. But initially, there's been 5 different roads identified throughout the county that are in need of additional work in each district. And, board members are going to be coming out with someone from the county, talking to some of the residents and stuff to look at securing the needed paperwork and right-of-ways and easements and things to do some of this work. But they're looking at making improvements to some of these roads, some roads hopefully to bring into the VDOT system, and some at this stage just to make some improvements as far as, drainage and things like that that's causing issues. At the same time, money was appropriated to continue the work on up on Sandy Ridge where all the coal trucks haul across the ridge to Tom's Creek to widen some curves and do some work there. But that's basically, I'm looking at the at the projects, but that's basically, I think, all the projects that were discussed. Of course, initially, we had some paving work with the PSA for water and sewer connections, but I think I think we've got a very active committee right now, Coal and Gas Road Improvement Advisory Committee. I think they're doing a good job. I commend the board members for your work that you've done, looking in your districts, identifying some of these roadways that need work, that we're going to begin working on and trying to improve them for the citizens. And, I think, good things are happening, so.
Absolutely.
So I'll try to answer any questions. I think all of y'all were in attendance at the meeting. Any questions you've got, I'll try to answer, but if not, what we'll need at the end is going to be a motion to accept the resolution from the Coal and Gas Road Improvement Advisory Committee.
Got any questions?
Mr. Chair?
Yeah.
I think people got a little bit misunderstood that this was a committee that would recommend to us roads that need to be paved or worked on. It was not for, I know there's been some complaints that it was held at 1 o'clock in the day, but it was not for that purpose you're welcome to, anybody's welcome to come anytime and speak on public comment. But that was that committee that met that day at 1 o'clock makes recommendations to the Board of Supervisors on where we each submitted a road to be paved or work to be done. It was not for general questions you had about your driveway being flooded or your road being flooded or something like that. But we'd be glad to, I for one, anybody's welcome to call me, and I'm sure all of you say too, to call me about any problem that you have in my district or anything, and I'll be willing to talk to you at any time or meet with you or anything. But that was not the purpose of that committee. We didn't schedule it at 1 o'clock so that people wouldn't be able to show up. I've read some about on Facebook, and that is not true at all. It's a committee that meets. So.
Ms. Lutz, to clarify what you're saying somewhat, ultimately the Board of Supervisors has the authority, until you all pass this resolution here as far as to spend the money to move forward with it, nothing will happen. The board has ultimate authority, so, people can bring their complaints to you or to our public comment here. They're just a committee that makes a recommendation to the board, so.
True, so I think there was some misunderstanding about that. But it wasn't held at 1 o'clock, so we keep people from coming, but you're welcome to come anytime, or you can call me, or I'm saying any of these board members about problems you have. We don't have the funds. It's state law that we cannot get gravel or drain pipes or anything unless you've got 3 houses on a road.
Occupied.
Pardon me?
Occupied houses.
Occupied houses, right. And if you have a private cemetery, I can get you some help. So it's not that we don't want to help you. I do. I mean,
Not private, it has to be a public.
we can't. There was a couple about private drive. I know this rain has been terrible, and it's rushed out. I know for myself. I have a little small trailer court, and we have fixed the road about 3 times. It just keeps washing, and it's something that we have no control of, the weather and everything like that. But I welcome anybody to call me or get in touch with me, and I'll talk with you at any time. I'm pretty up day and night, so mostly night. But you're welcome to call me at any time. That's all I got. I make a motion to approve the Coal and Gas Road Improvement Advisory Committee to approve that resolution. Is that what it is?
It is, yes,
Resolution,
ma'am.
Yeah, we got a motion.
I'll second the motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Well, any opposed? Passes, yeah. Some good things happening there. All right. Number 10, down to requests. I think Nathan Mullins, with the I am responding request.
Mr. Chair, while Mr. Mullins is coming to the podium here, I'll give a brief summary, but following the county's recent transition in dispatch software in E911, the new system is going to be great. It's going to do a much better job. I think, the sheriff, Nathan, everybody here will attest to that going with Southern software. But we got a little situation going on right now. It's currently not providing any text notifications or anything to alert our volunteer fire and rescue personnel. And the county fire and rescue personnel have requested that the county purchase I Am Responding. Mr. Mullins will tell a little more about that. But it'll be supplemental incident notification and response, and I think it'll be very beneficial to us and something that the board really needs to consider, so.
I Am Responding is an app that we put on our phone that when, as a dispatcher, we drop the agency onto that call, it sends a notification out. And as you type in notes into that call, it updates the app so you can read as you go, as you're responding to the station. You also have an option on there where you click and show dispatch that you're responding to the station, so they know that people is en route. It holds down the radio traffic because in dispatch it gets pretty hectic at times, and you have 4 or 5 people hollering on the radio, you can't catch all the traffic. So you can look on the screen and show that they are responding, so that way you know you do have volunteers and personnel en route to the station. For 7 agencies, it's going to run, if you do a 60-month term, it'll be $5,081 a year. If you do it yearly, it'll be $5,645 a year. So it'd be over 5 years of $3,000 savings. I spoke with them today because they originally said before August the 15th, and they said they would stand by what they quoted us.
Good.
So, does anybody have any questions?
Does that limit any, you can have as many users?
That's for 7 agencies.
7?
Yeah. And as many users on those 7 agencies,
Okay.
yes. Unlimited membership.
So all the personnel?
Yes, all the personnel.
Okay. Y'all have anything like this right now?
We are currently using I Am Responding for Clintwood Rescue, Hayside Rescue, Sandy Ridge Rescue on a 60-day trial. The fire departments in the past have had I Am Responding, and they currently do have I Am Responding. We're just asking that we combine everything, because if you break it up, the fire agencies for 5 years was going to be $3,020 a year. And the rescue agencies, I think, were a little over maybe $2,500 a year if you broke it up. So that still would be higher that way, unless you consolidate all 7.
So this would bring all the agencies
That'd
under
bring all-
one policy?
Yes, under one policy.
And it's working pretty good for
It does
everybody?
work good. Yeah, and also it's got another feature that for the rescue agencies that has paid crews, you can put their schedule in so that dispatch knows who's there at the station, if there are ALS personnel there, if there are BLS personnel there, and stuff like that.
Is it affected by our dead zones, I guess, text?
It works off cell service or Wi-Fi, so, even if we're in a person's home and they have Wi-Fi, it should pick up. If you have like Xfinity or something like that type of phone.
Anybody else got any questions?
And not all members have radios. That's a big expense for a portable radio for each member. And this saves a little bit of money by notification by your phone that everybody's always got on them.
Well, I think too, most people at home are going to have Wi-Fi if they don't have cell
Yes.
service to be able to access that when the
Right.
radios may or may not work inside their homes,
Right.
even if they had a radio, so,
I have to move my radio to a window for it to pick up.
in order for it to pick up at your
So-
house, so.
So does it come to us personally, or?
These are the brochures that's attached to that. You gave those out
Yes.
last time, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they can get it on.
Send them a text like they got a call.
And it sends you a text, it goes over your app, and also sends you an email. So you've got 3 different options of how to receive it.
Well, how's it working? Is it doing good?
It's doing great, yeah. There was another company, I can't remember the exact name of it, that was a competitor with this, but when we spoke with them, they didn't offer all the features, and it was just as pricey as what this one is.
Good.
That's something we want to do. We'll just need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve purchasing I am responding for the agencies.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye as well.
Thank
Any
you.
opposed?
Thank you, Nathan.
Thank you, Nathan.
Thanks.
Thanks, Nathan.
Oh, 10B, Bonafide Barbecue, polystyrene ban exemption.
Mr. Chairman, I'll take this one. I spoke with Wes at Bonafide earlier today, and they were planning on being to the meeting, but they had taken a last-minute catering job and weren't able to attend. I know Ms. Kaiser can probably relate to those days. But as a refresher to the board and the public, back in 2021, the Virginia General Assembly passed legislation prohibiting food vendors and similar resale establishments from using expanded polystyrene, EPS, food service containers beginning January 1st, 2023. Then, that date got postponed out into 25 and 26. If you'll recall, the schools came before us last year and this year asking for a ban. This year it went into effect for all vendors, and that includes like food trucks like that Wes operates with Bonafide Barbecue. And Wes had submitted a letter to us that I provided to our county attorney stating in there, what obstacles, what it was causing them to, hardship it was causing them to try to source the new containers that they have to have that comply, and the burden that it was putting on them, a financial hardship it was putting on them and their business. They were trying to eat that, not pass that cost along to customers. But, the letter that was sent, Mr. Sturgill looked at it and said that it didn't meet the guidelines, and the guidelines that we've received from the state are pretty broad at this time. The board can issue a waiver if it meets the criteria, which they do meet the criteria, and the waiver would be valid from 1 year from the time that it's issued on that. That's the guidance we have from the state. And so far, the only waiver that has been issued here in the county is with the school division. So I'll try to answer any questions anyone has on that. So, and the letter is included in your packet that they had sent to us.
This is for 1 year only.
It'll be 1 year only. If you guys do pass that, it'll go from August 25th, 2026 to August 24th, 2027. Then it would expire, and they would have to, comply with the law, or they would have to come back, and we'd have to see what the current state guidance is at that time that would allow us to do or not to do. So,
Well, I make a motion to approve this 1 year exemption for Bonafide Barbecue.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye as well. Any opposed? 10C.
It's deleted.
We removed that one.
It's deleted.
We were rid of that.
yeah.
That's the one we
Thank
removed. Can't see it on the computer.
Number 11, agreements. The Coal Road Improvements Process. Mr. Barton?
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, this policy was sent out to, or this recommended process was sent out to the Coal and Gas Road Improvement Advisory Committee members, as well as to the board prior to the last Coal Road meeting. And of course, it's included in your packet, but Mr. Lehman Kendrick had put this together for us. I think it's a very good tool because we're really, I guess you might say plowing new ground as far as something that we're doing. We're trying to think outside the box on how we can help more residents with some of the road issues that they are experiencing. So Mr. Kendrick had outlined, the steps as far as this would work. If the supervisors submit a road to be looked at, he lines out the steps. Step 1, step 2, the Coal Road Committee commission a consultant to do a cursory review of the road. And then, the field visits, the work, everything. And I think it's important because, there's two sections in here. One is going to be for VDOT upgrades and one is going to be for local upgrades. And it just kind of lays that process out, and I think it gives us some guardrails, no pun intended, to put in place on how this would work. And then it also gives a sample guarantee of easement and acknowledgement of support and a deed of easement. One would be more for the initial look, before we move forward. This guarantee of easement, which, Jeff's Record Service folks have already provided a very similar document to that. And then the deed of easement, if it's a VDOT road, that would have to be done, as we got further down the road on that. But Mr. Sturgill's reviewed this process, and he's reviewed these agreements and has indicated everything looks good with him. So I think as we move forward with this, we have approved the resolution, which means, we're looking at some of these roads. So now we need to kind of indicate this process and how it would work so we can kind of begin work on these and try to get some help delivered out to people.
I have one question.
Sure.
So if you go out and you get, people agree to the easement, Chris is a notary.
Correct.
But this still has to be recorded on their deed, don't it?
What it is, that
But that's
initial,
gonna cost something. Who's gonna pay that cost?
the county would have to incur that cost, but we would go out initially and we would do this guarantee of easement, because then once you get all the guarantee of easements, then what you would do is you would come back and we would have to have, our engineer to plot all them out and make sure we've identified all the landowners, make sure everything's good. That's kind of your first step to make sure, we can do the project, and then, we move on with that. But before anything's actually done, you'd have to have the formal easement and have that recorded, so.
So the county would pay for the
We would,
recording?
it'd be part of the
Because
money.
it's about, what, $35?
It's a minimal cost. It's part of the money is allocated by the Cole Road Committee to do these
Okay.
projects, so.
That's good.
And what happens if you run into, say, 10 houses is on this road and you get 2 in the middle or
Stops it.
that
think-
doesn't want to sign, where were you there?
Well, I don't think, and you're going in a situation like this, helping residents and doing that, you don't ever want to look at eminent domain on anything like that. I think you have to rescope your project at that time. If it's in the middle, then you have to look, what can you do the first part up till you run into that problem to help them. If you run into an issue near the beginning of the road, then it can be more detrimental, but you would hope that, people would make improvements that would help access and help doing that, but it would all depend on the situation, I think. We would try to navigate that, still try to help any way that we could,
Right. But going in and working on a road doesn't always guarantee that the state would take it in, right?
It does not. Some of the things, there's certain criteria you have to meet with the state when it comes to the amount of right-of-way you have to have, the width of the road, the radius of the curves, those things. So some of the roads we've looked at, we feel like are not going to be, VDOT won't ever be able to take them in. We wouldn't ever have enough money to build them to VDOT standards, but we feel like, we can make improvements to them as a public access road with these easements and these items in place. And so, and it would put the county, making those, but it wouldn't, I guess what's the language that Lehman used, it wouldn't require us to continue maintaining. We've got money to do this, but it's not going to put us on the hook to continue doing work. This is what we can do to improve things and help with it. So.
And am I correct, Mr. Chairman, am I correct, they gave us, or expecting to give each district $35,000 to
Yes,
work with
$35,000 initially
on the
to
road
start.
that we chose in our
Correct,
district?
because this initial year on that, you've got a lot of your legwork to do as far
Right.
as getting the easements, and, once you get to the point, we're still a little ways from actually doing any construction work. So that would be the first thing this year with the money we had. And then if we get that completed and there's still more need, then I think we could come back to the committee again and then come back to the board to do that. Or as we look at next year's project, next year's funding and next year's budget, we may continue with some of these routes with the work that's been started based on funding as far as what we have to work with, so.
And then if one
I
road
think
gets
it's a good thing.
everybody,
Right.
then that's very promising for that road
Correct.
versus somebody else's road that just
That may have
can't,
issues that,
just can't get past those hurdles.
right.
Okay. Which may eventually hurt that road
Right, it could.
progressing.
But I think it's a good thing that you're doing. I think that there's definitely a need out there, and y'all are trying to find any way you can to address that need.
I was glad to see us work or see the co-road work with some of our ideas to try to work on all, not pick one
Right. And put all the money towards
and
one
put all of the
project.
money for X number of years to come and not touch some of these others. Because there's some that are bad,
Right.
that really need the
We've
work.
got areas in the county that, you
Yeah.
know, really struggling, so.
Yeah, I was glad to see the agreement to try to work on 5 different sections.
I think Lima's done a very
It may
good job at
take
putting this
longer,
together.
but we're-
Right, but we have to do
we're
what money we
coming.
got, and we're getting there. We're showing an effort that we're trying to
Yeah.
help all these
Yeah.
areas. But, you know, Mr. Lima Kendrick's done a fantastic job of trying to put this together and, you know, kind of his ideas of how we can organize it and how we can try to help each district that way. And I think, you know, Mr. Greg Broadwater that we hired to do the engineering work, he's done a great job as far as helping us with the information we need, that you all need to make decisions. And then, of course, Mr. Chris Mullins that's working with us as Assistant County Engineer now, he's going to be very integral in this as far as boots on the ground, helping you all out whenever you go out, talking to your constituents and looking at these roads and stuff to help try to make this happen, so.
Hopefully, we can make some progress, you know.
That's the goal.
with this.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the goal, yeah.
Instead of just throwing gravel on something and hoping it don't wash off, we can actually fix the problem. I mean,
I don't know how
in
many
some
years
of
I've
them.
been working on my road. I don't,
Yeah.
there was no
You
date
spent-
on my, things that I was working on, but I did have 14.
Yeah, this file that you gave me, it goes way
14
back. I was looking through it,
landowners.
yeah.
They
Yeah.
said 7, but I had 14 landowners.
Yeah, we appreciate Lehman and all his work on this.
Yeah, I do too. He's done a great job.
And I'm appreciative to the Coal and Gas Road Committee and the VDOT guy willing to work with us
Al,
with,
yeah.
with our roads or with our thoughts on our roads in our districts.
There's always a need.
Yeah.
And I'd just like to say that I asked the main VDOT fellow when the four-way roundabout be, and he said October the 16th. And
Correct.
if they go beyond October the 16th, then they receive penalty day every day they go
Monetary
beyond.
penalties every day that they go over, but hopefully, you know, they'll continue that. I know right now there's a lot of concern with the traffic pattern, but I think it's gonna be much improved, you know, once everything is,
I hope so.
is complete. And it'll be a much safer intersection, so.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the process of the Coal Road and Gas Improvement Funds that is included in our attachments today.
Thank you. Second,
I'll second.
any further discussion? All in favor?
I think Richard and I get more calls for roads than everybody else on the board.
We do.
11B, the OAA ropes. Mr. Barton and
Thank you, Mr. Chairman,
Call
members
on
of the
you
board.
again.
Y'all are keeping me busy here. That's what I'm here for. So, again, I want to provide a little background for the board and for the public. Of course, the Virginia Opioid Abatement Authority awarded Dickinson County, acting as fiscal agent for an 8-locality cooperative partnership, $814,060 for fiscal year 27 to support the Southwest Virginia Workforce Development Board's ROPES program. The participating localities are providing $155,000 in matching funds. And of course, Dickinson's providing $25,000. All these locality funds, they're doing their match from their direct distribution opioid funding that's come directly to us. Of course, this period is going to be for this current fiscal year, July 1st, 26 to June 30th, 27. And of course, ROPES, they provide employment, training, supportive services, and transportation assistance to individuals infected by the opioid epidemic. And of course, before, you know, the funds are transferred to the fiscal agent, to the county by the OAA, we have to enter into a written agreement with Southwest Virginia Workforce Development Board. And the proposed MOU establishes the responsibilities for the program implementation, fiscal administration, use of funds, performance measures, reporting, monitoring, record-keeping, compliance, and allowable, unallowable cost. It also addresses the Cards to Work component, which y'all are familiar with that. I know Ms. Patton's come and spoke with us on that before and the successes of that program, but including up to $125,000 in OAA funds for motor vehicles. And of course, approving this MOU would allow the implementation of this program for fiscal year 27. Ms. Cronkite has been the one that's worked on this with Ms. Patton and the folks there. Do you have anything to add to
Nope, I think
this?
you covered it well.
We had our Clio meeting in which I'm chair for the workforce on the 17th. And back in 2021, when we got ARPA funding, we gave them funding
For CARS.
for the CARS program.
Mhm.
And I forget, I didn't go back and look at my notes from that meeting last week. I want to say 17-ish, somewhere through there, out of that money that we gave them through ARPA, that they had already helped Dickinson County.
Right.
And they kept whatever county gave them money,
Right, it stays with that
it stayed
county.
with that county.
Yeah.
They didn't take any of the county's money and buy another
buy
county's
something.
car. It all came to us. And I have always tried to share all of those success stories on the ropes program through Southwest,
Right.
that how appreciative people have been that they was able to have a car to be able to get to work and provide better for their families. Yeah.
I know a lot of y'all were at the last recovery court graduation. They were talking there. One of the ladies that lives in the Dixon County recovery residence down here, that she had received a Cars to Work program and was, helping get others to work and things. She was so grateful for the support she had in getting that. It got her to work and helped her get some of her housemates to where they needed to go. So.
And I'll add that she has now left Dickinson Recovery and has established her own residence. So.
Oh, good.
Good for her. So.
Good.
Right.
Good.
And the ROPES program will be a very important component of the Wildwood Recovery Center and the recovery ecosystem here for Dickinson County. And so I think, we've already had a lot of meetings with the ROPES program and the operator at the Wildwood Recovery Center. And so they're already, I call it scheming, but they're scheming on how they're going to be able to work together and how ROPES will be able to support individuals after they graduate from their treatment program.
Good.
So.
And all of these components is incentives for these people who's going into recovery to stay with this and finish. They have this incentive for help to move forward.
That's right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
That's a good thing. So.
yeah, that's the good thing.
Equipping them for success. Sounds wonderful. All right, we'll need a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve the memorandum of understanding between Dickinson County and the Southwest Virginia Workforce Development Board for the ROPES program and to authorize the county administrator to execute the MOU.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
As well. Any opposed? 11C, Hyper Reach, Code Red.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, most of y'all are aware of the Code Red platform that the county uses currently. I'm sure you've all signed up and received the alerts, the phone calls, the messaging, things like that. And of course, if you'll recall back, I think it was in January of this past year, during one of the storms, as we were preparing for a storm, we were going to send some alerts out on the Code Red system, and nobody could access the system. We couldn't get into it. Richard couldn't, Tigger couldn't, nobody could. And there had been a publicly reported 2025 cyber security incident that damaged the legacy system and disrupted the service. And they had to totally rebuild the system, and so we couldn't get access. So it created a lot of hassle. We weren't communicated with on all the issues that had happened, and so we were delayed in trying to get to the fact where we could get messages out again and things. But we did get there, and of course, they changed the process for the citizens to be able to sign up for Code Red. It was a very cumbersome process that people were going to have difficulty with. I found it difficult myself to go in and register. And so we felt like at that time, we need to be looking at our other options. We talked to some of the other local counties, what they were doing. We done some research online. And Stephen Powers has kind of headed up the research, but had come up with HyperReach. HyperReach does the same thing, actually a little better, I think, than what Code Red does, especially for a small rural locality like we are. Code Red was costing $10,285.11 per year. The annual cost for HyperReach is $5,450. Again, like I said, the services they offer, I feel like, are very comparable, if not better, than what we were getting with Code Red. The sign-up system is easier for the residents to be able to sign up for the alerts, and I think it's something we need to do. We have worked with Mr. Sturgill's help on terminating our contract with Code Red, and we're to the point right now of entering into a new contract. So, we're going to save, almost 50% of what we were paying going with this, and I feel like we're gonna have a new platform. The only downside to it is gonna be we're starting at ground zero again. We don't have anybody in there. And so we're gonna have to use Miss Stanley and economic development and marketing to help us, try to recruit, and all of us, emergency management, the county we'll start posting things, because we're gonna have, potential, as fall comes up, we have again potential flooding, potential wildfires, winter's coming up and things. We really need to make a push to get our residents signed up onto this new system so that, in the event we do have an emergency or something, we can use it. But we have seen, and Mr. Thacker can comment, but as emergency management coordinator, a lot of our local counties and stuff that once were with Code Red, they've migrated away as well, is my understanding. So,
How do you sign up?
well, we'll have to, once we execute our contract and get set up with our account, then they will send out like a link that we can share out. We're not with them now. Once we get with them, then we'll definitely be communicating that out on social media and all the different outlets that we can
I think I
to
signed
get
up on
that out.
Code Red
I
during their
didn't sign
first
it. I
time.
don't, I didn't.
I think you were on
Yeah,
there
I got mine
the
all the
first
time,
time.
until lately.
I don't think
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I do feel like, emergency management's recommending that we move forward with this contract for $5,450.
Sounds good.
I thought it was just me.
Save money.
Save money,
Pretty much
hopefully
get
have a
the same
better
service.
service.
Get better service, man.
Yeah, hopefully a better service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion, we go with hyperlink on this.
I'll second the motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
As well, any opposed? 12, contracts. We got Atlantic Election Service Incorporated.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, it's that time of year again. As you know, each year, we're always looking at our contracts for our voting machines and things like that. It's definitely not cheap, but it's something that we have to have. In years past, the county's always contracted for this service here with Atlantic Election Service for programming and related service of its ImageCast Evolution optical scan voting machines. The proposed agreement is going to run from July 1st of 26 to June 30th of 27, and the costs in this contract reflect the county's current inventory of 17 machines. Changes to this contract basically include a price change of 15 cents per mile if they have to come out, and then the equipment that we have, of course, they merged or bought out with another company, and it changes the name from Dominion Voting to Liberty Vote. And the agreement is, like I said, for 17 machines, and cost of everything. The voting machine ballot coding service would be $1,400 for the first ballot style of an election and $400 for each additional ballot style. This is the same price we're paying right now. Like I said, the mileage is the only thing that went up, so something that we have to have. And the registrar and electoral board recommend approval of this agreement, so they sent a letter.
Is that price per mile within government or
No, it's in
state?
excess, it's in excess of that. But the good thing is, according to Kayla, what she shared with me, this mileage would be, if they have to come out, they've not really charged us the mileage on that if they have to come out on election day or they get called out for something to do. But it gives them, they can charge that, so.
Mr. Chairman, if there's no questions, I make a motion that we approve the Atlantic Election Services because we have to have it.
I'll second it.
Yeah, I don't think that's something that we cannot.
I think
If
we
we cannot
budgeted
have it,
for
yeah.
this anyway.
So we got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye as well. Any opposed? 12B, Liberty Vote.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, this is the second part of our election agreements here. Currently, of course, we're the Dominion Voting Systems for their software, and the contract, or they were bought out by Liberty Vote USA. So the contract is going to be the same as our original 2021 agreement with Dominion, with the exception of the name change and there's a 3% increase built into this. The price did go up 3%, and they reserve the right to adjust the fees within 3% of the then current fees. And it is a contract that extends through June 30th of 2031, so it is another 5-year contract that we did. We had a 5-year contract previously with them.
We really don't have any options in this.
We really don't.
Top
Again, the
thing,
General Registrar and
so-
Electoral Board had, secured all this information and provided it to us, and they recommend that we approve it, because again, it's one of those things that we have to have, so.
Yeah, and in this letter, it says a 3% increase per year
Mm-hmm.
over the next 4 years. So, I mean, it'll go up every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking, this year's price is gonna be $3,700.48 is what it's gonna be. It's $264.32 a machine.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we approve the contract.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
As well. Any opposed? All right, 12C, the Hayside Community Library roof replacement.
Is that where the clinic used to be?
I don't know what used to be there.
It's down under the hill.
I
Is
think
it
I
Richard?
worked
Okay.
there.
Oh, did you work there?
First job I ever
That's your
had was at
district.
the
That's your
Hayside Clinic.
district.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, this is one of the things that I do enjoy talking about on this list, because we're doing another good thing here, I think. At our last meeting, at our July meeting, the board voted to replace the Clintwood Library roof,
And it looks nice.
and it looks very nice. It's amazing, 1 month later, the contractor's already got the roof replaced. We provided pictures. They finished yesterday, actually. I went over and looked at the job after it's done a very good job on it, and was cleaning everything up when I was there. And then Mr. Chris Mullins provided some drone photos today, and it looks fantastic, I think. So, again, to give the backstory on this, the county publicly advertised the Hayside Community Library roof replacement project, but no responsive bids were received at the July 30th, 2026 bid opening. So what we did then is we, again, direct solicited to the available contractors in the county and those that had responded to the Clintwood roof package. And the only quote we were able to get was from Martinez Construction for $23,900 for a shingle roof. That would include installing new shingles, flashing felt, and approximately 175 linear feet of seamless guttering with 7 downspouts. It also includes a $300 allowance for damaged sheeting, and the work would be completed within 45 days of the notice to proceed. And of course, this is the same contractor that did our Clintwood roof. And, he indicated that if we decide to go with this roof and to get that completed, that he would probably get started on that next week and be done with that pretty quickly. So
They are gonna shingle that little building there, aren't they?
they are not. It's just
They're
a
not?
library. That's something our maintenance can do, a small job like that later on
Okay.
with matching shingles. So
Well, in one picture, it shows it being shingled.
yeah, it does. And when Chris had done the colors on there, I know some of them it shows shingles on that, but it is just for the library building. And of course, if you decide to move with this, I think sometimes the hardest decision is going to be what color shingles are you going to go with. So
I
You
told
got the-
Richard it's his district, we'll let him choose.
you've got the same color options as you had on Clintwood. So
And one comment about the Clintwood Library. I drove down through the street today. All of those buildings on that street is shingled.
they are all shingled. I never noticed that.
I
till
had
Chris-
not noticed that
till Chris
either.
sent the drone pictures today. I noticed
That
that.
they're all those roofs are shingled, so,
It blends in very well. So
yeah, I thought it looked nice.
Looks good.
Both buildings need to be redone. This is good.
we've had a lot of leaks at both libraries. So at Clintwood, I went over and
I know
Kim
they
and the
used to
library staff were
cut
very
side that
grateful of
church
the new
across
roof at
the door.
Clintwood, and we've got some work to do. Where we had several leaks, ceiling repairs and things like that our guys have got to do now that all leaks have been fixed, and we'll get that taken care of. And same thing at Hayside. Once we get the new roof on, we'll have a little bit of work that we have to do. So
Is that building beside the Church of Christ building there, Richard?
Yeah.
So that was the Hayside Clinic?
It was.
Right down and under the bank from
Yeah,
that
it's the
Valero.
first job I
isn't
ever
it?
had was down there. What do you like, Richard?
I like all of them. Does the library folks down there have a preference?
we didn't talk to them about it as far as we just thought we'd let the board decide. So I would recommend going to something darker so you can see the streaks on the gray roof that it has right now. I'd go with the darker color, something that ain't gonna show them streaks.
That's what I was looking at, the onyx black. I think would be a good color.
What's the roof on the church?
It's a red metal.
It's a red
roof, so
metal
Oh,
roof.
okay. Well, black will be all right
Red
beside the
metal
red.
roof.
I
The
think it black
building's
looks
blonde
good.
brick, isn't it? Is it
It
blonde
is.
brick?
I think so.
I might think
Oh, yeah.
the brown wood would be,
Great day, it's right there. in the
Partial to the
picture.
brown
Oh, no.
wood.
I think the brown wood would look
The
better.
brown wood's what you have on the Clintonwood Library, so
Yeah.
the brown wood is, so. I
So
think,
we'll
you know,
have to
the
do
brown
the brick
wood or
a
the
bit.
onyx black, just a dark color like that, I think would be good because of the streaks and stuff. The tan and the gray are gonna be lighter and gonna show more streaks,
Yeah.
but
Now, I guess we need a motion to accept this.
to do the roof,
To
right?
do the roof,
and then
Yeah,
give
I was-
direction, give us
that's what I
direction on
was
the
just
color
reading.
then, so.
I'll make the motion unless Richard wants to with it being down there.
Yeah, I'll make the motion that
Okay.
we do the roof for the library. Thank you, Peggy.
Yeah, and I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye as well. Any opposed? Yeah.
Now
Now
the
color
touch
you
bar.
want.
Choose the color.
Richard said he wanted black. He is,
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
I make a motion we
Something
do
won't show the
black.
streaks.
yeah.
Yeah, black.
I make a, do we have to have a motion to do the black or just give you the authority to do? it?
Black's fine.
I
If y'all
think
do
if
black,
that's
we'll do
his
black,
district
so.
and he wants black, I think we should go along.
You didn't let me choose mine.
Black it is. We'll let Mr. Martinez know, or Mr. Lopez, I'm sorry, know on this, and we'll hopefully get this contract executed and get that roof put on sometime.
That's a good
Hopefully
price
by
on
this
that.
time next
Yeah.
month, we can provide you pictures again and say the second roof is complete, so.
Good. All right, moving on down to 13, updates for the Dickinson County Resiliency Committee. Looks like we need to do an amendment here.
We do. Mr. Chair, members of the board, this one's on me as far as when we worked together and we wrote this charter for the Dickinson County Resilience Committee. I felt, we addressed in there that there'll be co-chairs. One chair will be a Board of Supervisors member, but yet during the listing the appointments, we don't list a Board of Supervisors member as being one of the appointments. So we are recommending that we add one member of the Board of Supervisors to serve on the committee. The original charter stated a Board of Supervisors member would serve as co-chair, but failed to add them as a member. And then two, we'll change the voting members from 15 to 16 due to the Board of Supervisors member being added. I know that's an even number, but then lastly, we're going to establish a staggered 3-year terms. That's what we intended to do. We didn't spell it out specifically in the original charter, but you don't want everyone going off at the same time. So, and then fourthly, it adds one Board of Supervisors member representative to be recommended to the recommended committee composition in Appendix 1. So that's the changes we're proposing, basically just to add a Board of Supervisors member on there so that we can later in the meeting agenda here appoint a Board of Supervisors member to serve on there as co-chair. And then, of course, we'll do the staggered terms for everybody. So.
I'd like to make a motion, we let the chairman be on that committee if he will accept it.
We got to do the amendment
Got to do the amendment first.
first. We're on the
Okay.
amendment.
I'll make the motion then to approve amendment number 1 to the Dickinson County Resilience Committee Charter. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
sorry, got ahead of me.
I'll second it.
That's easy to do, Shelley. I do it all. We've got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye as well. Any opposed? 13B, MOU for the Community Work Program.
Well, how are we gonna choose which board member's gonna serve?
That'll be
if
next.
it's-
Under
on
number
the-
14,
It'll be on
next.
down the list here.
Oh, okay,
Under
sorry.
appointments.
Oh, okay. I'm
Mr.
sorry.
Chairman, members of the board, as we move on here, we've got a memorandum of understanding regarding the community work program. And of course, again, doing some record keeping and cleanup here, we realize that the current community work program MOU dates back to 2019, is between the Board of
Okay.
Supervisors, the Sheriff's Office, and the Circuit Court. At that time, the drug court and community work program shared a coordinator and were supervised by the sheriff's office. Then in April of 2020, an MOU transferred the drug court program, which is of course now known as the recovery court, to the Commonwealth's Attorney's Office, and the community work program has also operated through that office since at least December of 2020. However, no formal MOU currently documents that arrangement. So again, a little background on this. Of course, Mr. Tim Neese, a retired trooper, serves as our community work program coordinator. I feel like he does a good job. He's a good fit for that role. The county provides 100% of the program's funding, and it's all from local funds. There's no grant or anything that offsets that for us. But this MOU that we're proposing, it formalizes the responsibilities of the county and the Commonwealth Attorney and establishes assignment priorities. That's the biggest difference here on that. But with the proposed MOU, the program must first maintain at least 8 workers for the county litter control program. As you know, we've had increasing requests lately. I know Ms. Willis has had a lot in her district. We've been working on a lot of things. And, when Desi only has, 2 people, sometimes 3 people, and trying to go out and clean up litter and do these things, it makes it very hard because Desi only works part-time himself, and the participants, sometimes their hours are limited as far as what they can do. So, we've got a van, with intent that we're taking a lot of people out, and we can set up these work zones and clean up litter along the highways to pick up illegal dump sites, things like that. But, the MOU is proposing we must first maintain at least 8 workers for county litter control, then fill other identified county assignments. Then workers may be assigned to Clintwood, Hayside, or Clinchco only after the county needs are fully met, and the applicable towns have entered into a separate written MOU with Commonwealth's Attorney's Office on this. This priority is intended to address the current litter control staffing of approximately 2 to 3 workers and increasing litter control complaints. The MOU, of course, is in your packet. Chairman Hall and I had a conversation with the interim Commonwealth's Attorney, Mr. Stephen Mullins. He seemed very understanding when we expressed our concerns to him and, what we had, and he indicated to us, really, he didn't see an issue. I shared the draft MOU with Stephen, and he, that would have been last week, and he told me he followed up, and I checked my email to make sure I hadn't received anything, but he said any comments or concerns he had, he would let me know before the meeting, and I've not heard anything, so I'm assuming that's good. So, Mr. Hall, do you have anything to add from our conversation with Mr. Mullins?
No, I just think this needs to be done so we have some structure, some guidance.
Right, and again, it makes the county being the priority first,
Yeah.
So if we've only got 4 workers in the community work program, then all of them would be in litter control, until we get to 8. Once we get above 8 and we get that 9th person, then, we generally have some people that help with cleaning and some other county areas before they go out to the towns. And once them participants go up, then they'll spill out to the towns and other agencies that have MOUs with the Commonwealth's Attorney's Office to work with them.
Well, that's only fair, I think, since we're paying for it.
Right, we're covering the cost of the program 100% with county local funds. So, and we have a need. We have a huge need on the litter side because, again, we're only working with a part-time person. We don't have a staff, a full-time person or any staff in litter control. We depend on the community work program. Without the community work program, we don't have a litter control. One person can't do anything. Because litter control is responsible for all of our 911 signs, too. They do a lot of work with signs as far as, installing damaged signs, fixing signs, cleaning up dumps. We also use them sometimes when things come up. We may have a issue with a property that's getting behind. We have to send somebody to mow it. Generally, we'll pull our litter control off, have them mow a property, or we had to send them on the Crane's Nest Trail last week because maintenance, we're down in maintenance right now. One out on FMLA and another that was out sick. Only one person, so we had to send them to cut some trees and help us clear the trail from some storm damage and things like that. So they do get pulled off of litter sometimes for other things, but to the extent we can, the 8 people working with Destiny would help us tremendously. So
Yeah, I highly recommend.
Does the community workers, and they say, no, they don't want to do that, or are they ordered through the
They're
court?
ordered so
through
many
court or
hours.
orders, they have
Yeah.
to.
I know they
I think
have,
they
I
have to
know
pay to
they're,
be in it too, I think, don't they?
Do what?
Richard, I think they have to pay a fee to participate in the program too, I think, so.
I know the order comes down through the court that they got to do community service.
Right.
But if they don't want to do work today and do the garbage and would rather clean it someplace else or do something else, they don't have a choice between all of that.
That's wherever
Which community service
Mr.
they
Neese
do.
sends them,
Okay.
right.
Yeah, we're trooping
Okay.
this in.
I just want to thank Dusty. I had my sister had a couple washer and dryer and a refrigerator, and one day he couldn't come because he didn't have no workers to help
Right.
him. But he came the next day, and I really am grateful for that. It's a
And they do
good,
that too. They do large item appliance pickups and stuff. They keep a list. Generally have to call and leave a voicemail because there's nobody in the office. Call and leave a message, and they do certain days that they do pickups. They'll take the trailer out and pick up appliances and large items that we can't get with the truck. So
I drove around through Foxtown and stopped and took a picture of a sign that was down on the ground
or,
and sent it to Dusty, and he said he'd take care of it. It was out Foxtown.
really,
Yeah, ain't that your district?
yes.
Yeah.
he does. And he said
I
that
fixed
sign was
that for you.
actually
Thank you, Peggy.
damaged. They had to replace the whole. It was an old sign. They had to replace the whole sign. So Cassie always makes the new signs, and then Dusty get them and put them up. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be one or something we need to do is make sure we get Dusty on a schedule.
We do. I've talked to him about
definite
that as well,
schedule.
because he's got to coordinate his schedule with Tim,
Yeah.
where he can only work so many hours a week, because there are
it's not
days that
full-time.
there's workers there that Dusty's not there, that Tim has to have a secondary place for them
Yeah.
to go, so.
It was before you get to Joey Owens' house.
If there's no more questions, I make a motion that we approve the MOU between Dickinson County Board of Supervisors and Dickinson County Commonwealth
One
Attorneys
down.
for administrative of the community work program.
Thank you, Ms. Willis.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Ms. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
As well. Any opposed?
Going this way out Foxtown,
Yeah.
it was the road past
Fun
Jeff
part.
Newberry's driveway.
Number 14, appointments. First up is the Dickinson County Parks and Recreation Committee. So I think we got, 9 appointments on this?
We do, Mr. Chair. Of course, last month, the Board of Supervisors formally adopted the bylaws for the Dickinson County Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee. Of course, that's a newly created committee, and their goal is to improve parks, athletic facilities, playgrounds, and other recreational opportunities throughout the county. And of course, you do have there's 9 voting members. The way the structure is, there's 9 voting members on there. And then county administrator or designee serves as a non-voting member on that. I know Ms. Willis has shared some information with you on that, and I think, Brenda, you left a copy, I think, for their record. So I'll answer any questions you got. If you don't have any questions, then Mr. Chairman will open up the floor for nominations, and you'll nominate one at a time and vote on them in the order that they're received.
So this one we got to do one at a time.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, also, some of them will be alternates, and if the person that we appoint isn't there, the alternate will have complete voting rights.
Correct. The alternate would have the same rights as the member does if the member could
Yes,
not
it's
attend,
gonna
if you
meet.
put an alternate in their place. So,
How is this gonna meet? How often?
according to the bylaws, they have to meet at least quarterly. I think initially, once you're getting established and you're getting started, you'll have your initial meeting. And I think initially, you're probably gonna have to meet a little more often than quarterly as you're trying to get off the ground and trying to get things established and things. But, I would probably recommend more, monthly initially, but a minimum of quarterly meetings. So, 'cause there's a lot of work to do initially, because initially the bylaws state that, they have to assess all the outdoor recreational assets of the county, their condition, what the needs are, and we kind of have to get a baseline to start with of what we got to work with and determine what the need is to make recommendations back to the board, so.
All right. We'll get started here, and we'll open up the floor for nominations on the first one, which is a BOS representation. Do we have to take those in order?
No, they can be, this was just suggested appointees, they don't have to be like from those.
So we just need to
Be
go.
Areas.
easier to do them in order.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just start with nominations and do 9 nominations.
Every what order, every how you want to do it, Mr. Chairman.
9 nominations, and we can
For-
nominate somebody else?
We'll open up the floor for the
You
first
can, or
one.
as Ms. Willis was saying, some of these, if you want to do, you can do, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Sturgill, but, if you wanted to appoint Larry Barton to the committee with Will Sturgill serving as alternate, you would do that as one.
Correct.
As one, because you may have someone that their schedule may not allow them to attend all the time, and you want to appoint an alternate that can come in, and if I couldn't attend, then Mr. Sturgill could attend in my place, and he would have the same voting rights as I would have, so.
And I know it's 9
Well, you know
appointments,
that.
but to me, it makes sense to do them one at a time, and maybe even for the category that was discussed, even though that's not mandatory.
Right, ever how they want to do it, so.
Correct.
I think it'd probably be less confusion and,
That's what I
and
think.
keeping up with.
Correct.
So they're already numbered on here, 1 through 9.
I'll nominate Shelby as the Board of Supervisors representative.
All right. Any other nominations for that position? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
As well. So we're doing suggested appointee number 2, which is a baseball or softball experienced person. We need a nomination for somebody.
I'd like
with
to
that.
nominate Jelaine Mock for that position.
Good. Any other nominations?
Well, I talked to him yesterday, and he said that he would be willing to serve and was pleased that I asked him if he would serve on this. And as an alternate, my son-in-law, Wes Sloan, has also said that he would serve, and he has been very involved with baseball. He's not so much with Little League baseball right now because his kids has outgrown Little
Okay.
League, but he does travel ball and all of this stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
I think that'd be good, so.
So we've got a nomination for Jelaine Mock and Wes Sloan as an alternate. Any other nominations?
Not for softball.
Yeah.
You
Hearing none.
nominating him for softball?
It's both.
Wes
Baseball
for,
or softball?
because it
It's
says
both.
baseball or softball experience. Jelaine is experienced in softball.
These are
And-
just recommended categories, people.
It's on your
to fill
board
that.
packet.
It's
right
on
now
your
that
board
part.
package.
Yeah, it's on your board
Rhonda.
packet, how these are right there listed. Softball, you know, I doubt Wes has ever been much involved with that with the girls and
girls,
stuff,
yeah.
but, I think that he's eat, sleep, breathe baseball.
All right, so we got
Vander said she sleeps.
Jelaine
eats,
as
softball.
filling that, and then Wes Sloan as an alternate. Any other nominations? Hearing none, all in favor of Jelaine and Wes?
Uh,
As well. Now we'll move on down to the suggested appointee number 3 category, which is football and for cheer experience.
I'd like to make a motion, we nominate Will Lester for that position.
Did you say
With
foot?
David O'Quinn as the alternate.
Did you say for
Football or cheer
cheer
experience.
too?
Uh-huh.
Okay. It's not on this.
You can look at your one that was sent out.
It's on
I'll
the
have
packet.
to find.
Page 3. I had thought about, and I did not ask her, but Amber Barton crossed my mind as a person for cheer, been involved with cheerleading and that. But like I said, I didn't reach out to her and ask her. I mentioned it to Larry. I don't know if he
I
went
don't
in.
think I don't think she'd be interested.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate it though, so.
After this year, she'll.
So we got a nomination for Will Lester. Do we,
And David O'Quinn is his alternate.
and David O'Quinn as an alternate. Any other nominations? Hearing none, all in favor of Will and David?
Aye.
uh,
I as well. Moving down to suggested appointees, number 4 category, which is soccer or baseball experience.
Basketball.
Is it basketball?
Basketball thing. I make a motion, or I nominate Sean Edwards for that, and someone can appoint an alternate. We don't have one listed.
Was he the one, he's the one that behind
He's
here?
addressed us before, back behind here. He
Yeah.
does a good job with
He
the
does a
soccer
good
program.
job.
Yeah,
He
he
sure
does.
does.
He lives here in Clintonwood, I think.
Know where he lives.
I think he lives in Clintonwood, don't he?
Oh,
I've
right.
talked to him. My niece, my little
I don't know where
I
he
don't
lives.
know.
niece plays soccer.
You know where he
He's
lives.
very good with the children.
Sean, you got any alternate?
He works for VDOT, so.
Does he?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I'll put an alternate down. Landon Hickman. He is certified in refereeing, soccer.
Yeah, I met him. He's pretty smart.
He's going to college, but he could be an alternate, I
Be an
think.
alternate.
Okay.
Is he, one of Benjamin's?
He's Benjamin Stepson.
Yeah, that's what I thought, that's who I thought that was. I recognize the last name, I didn't know his first name.
We got a nomination for Sean Edwards and Landon Hickman as an alternate. Any other nominations? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
As well. Suggested appointees number 5 category, school athletics, physical education, or facilities.
And I nominate Brandon Mullins for that position.
Who's this?
Brandon Mullins.
Prophet guy, alternate.
Daquan
And the
helps with
alternate,
soccer.
yes.
Daquan helps with soccer. Back
Yeah.
He's a-
Well,
He
we
worked
sh-
at the camp this year, I think.
We should have put him as an alternate for Sean Edwards then, shouldn't we?
Good, he works at the school as an aide, I think, don't he?
Yeah, he does.
He's-
Mhm.
But he helps with the soccer.
He works with soccer with Sean with soccer too.
And
I
he
know.
also works at the school, I think, yeah.
I think I put him as an alternate for.
I think he does photography too.
I make a motion that we then put Brandon as nominate Brandon and put Daquan Prophet as the alternate for that position.
Any other nomination? Hearing none, all in favor? As well. Moving down to suggestion number 6, a grant writing, finance, engineering, or construction person.
And we talked to Chris, and Chris is willing to do that. And so I would nominate Chris Mullins for that, the engineering part.
Are these for Dickinson County stuff? Even though
His
Chris,
kids go to Ridgeview,
I know, but he lives in Wise County,
50 foot.
and that, but, I mean, how does that?
It makes in our,
And he coaches football, I
let me
think.
find it here real quick.
May not be
It
in the
makes
bylaws.
the bylaws make them a means for that if they work or have ties to the county that you can add them. Just read it real quick.
Yeah, the bylaws is for Dickinson County, but have that provision, okay.
They say eligibility, committee members should be residents of Dickinson County.
That's what I was
The
thinking.
Board of Supervisors may appoint a person who is not a county resident when the board determines that the individual's employment, professional expertise, volunteer service, or substantial connection to recreation within Dickinson County would benefit the committee,
All
so.
right, that's okay then.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's okay.
yeah,
You're not finding a whole lot for that skill set.
right.
Well, you are if you get any money for fields or anything like that, you need engineers.
Yeah, you need that
Yeah.
skill set. And
Yeah.
there's not a
But he
whole
can
lot of
do
people
that.
that can
He's
fill that.
No,
always
there are
on the
not a lot of
sideline.
people can fill
His
the engineering
wife is the
position.
team physician and,
Yeah.
Lehman would
he's
be
on the
the only
sideline.
other that I would
Every
know.
football game assisting with them, so.
He does? What does his wife do?
Melina,
She a
she's a
nurse
nurse
or something?
practitioner.
She's a nurse practitioner.
Oh, I don't know his wife.
The bylaws allow for that
They do.
appointment.
Yes.
And we don't have an alternate for that.
Do you want to put Lehman down as an alternate?
No, I wouldn't put Lehman on
You
this.
wouldn't, okay.
Where's his son live? You said he was the engineer.
He lives here in town, I think, so,
What's his
or
name?
does he? I don't know.
Lehman's son.
John.
Well, we can add an
Okay.
alternate later if we need
Well, it's engineering,
Chris is
pull
gonna
mine
be
back
here.
up. It's
Yeah.
John works for
grant
Langdon.
writing, finance, engineering, or construction, so.
We could put him as an alternate if
Yeah,
he'd be willing.
somebody connected with
We'll have to ask.
education and
We'll have to
Yeah,
finance.
ask him
grant,
first.
grant writing, finance,
I don't know him.
engineering,
You
or
know him,
construction.
Chris?
Huh?
Do you know him?
Ben done the plans for the field before at Ridgeview for that.
Ben
so.
McFall did, yeah. I think we might ought to put Ben McFall on there.
Ben would be a good alternate because he actually keeps
He would
the
play 'em.
treasurer for the Little League.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, he does. He's the treasurer of Little League.
Oh, I
Let's
didn't
put
know
So Ben
that.
would be a good
Let's
one.
put Ben McFall on his ward.
Number 6, alternate for the
Alternate.
grant writing,
Yes.
finance, engineering, or
Can
construction.
the alternates come too? I mean,
They can, they just
They
can't vote.
can.
Unless there's somebody.
So do I need to nominate Chris Mullins with an alternate or Ben McFall?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, any other nominations? Hearing none, all in favor of Chris and Ben?
Aye.
As well. Down to
Seven.
number 7, parks, trails, or
I don't know
outdoor
exactly what
recreation experience.
Yeah, Parks,
This is
trails, or
Zach
outdoor
Martins.
recreation.
I'm also, alternate, I want to nominate Jason Barton. I asked him, and he said he'd be willing to serve.
Then I'll nominate Zach Mondridge.
And the
Is he from
alternate,
down there at Clinchco or up Road Branch? Is he the Mondridge
don't know.
from
I don't
Steinman,
know.
or does his dad live up Road Branch on
Steinman.
Mondridge Lane?
Steinman.
Okay, over there in Bill's old house, his
Yeah.
dad's house?
Yeah,
Okay.
Bill was his grandfather.
Oh, okay, grandpa, okay.
and the alternate is, you nominate Zach Mondridge, Shelby.
Yeah, but you nominate somebody else first.
You did an
Huh?
alternate, actually, for Jason Barton, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
alternate Jason Barton.
Okay.
So Zach
So,
Mondridge with Jason as the alternate?
You want me to say that then?
Yes.
The nominee will be Zach Mondridge and his alternate would be Jason, what'd you say?
Barton.
Barton.
Barton, Jason Barton.
All right, any other nominations?
That's good.
All in favor of Zach and Jason for that one?
Aye.
Well, they have,
Spent money.
No, we're-
aye.
Are you aye?
You have to have a Parks and Recreation, you have to have this
I know,
committee in order to
Yeah.
even to apply for grants
Grants.
and all of that.
But I just wondered if they don't get the grants, where they going to get their money?
Well, I mean, it's, the whole thing is try to get grants and try to improve
Yeah.
the current
Just
facilities.
for trying to
so-
get grants.
Yeah.
See, you can't get a grant unless you've got the Parks and Recreation for some of the recreation that we need.
And hopefully this is for all the parks and recreation.
This is not just
All
for
of our different
school.
parks and
Yeah.
trails and all the things.
It's gonna take in everything.
Yeah.
That's why you got,
Everything recreational. Horseback riding's recreational, I guess.
Horseback riding is, Cumberland Trail,
Yeah. that's
we
right.
down to 8.
Number 8. We're down to
the
number
Stanley Boys is at the Cumberland.
I'm gonna nominate
Wade
Cody
Rose is
Mullins
good, too.
and as the member and Wade Sparrow as the alternate. That was a hard choice to make because both of them are great.
And that's a parent of a youth representative not serving as a legal officer, so.
Yes.
All right, any other nominations? Hearing none, all in favor of Cody and Wade?
Aye.
As well.
We're getting these good.
Number 9, at-large member, focusing on underserved recreation, community
Shane
wellness,
Hillman's
and
a good.
seniors.
I'll nominate Shane Hillman, he's good.
Good. And does anybody have an alternate for Shane? You have one?
No,
You have one?
okay, thank you.
We can choose one later if y'all come up with somebody that's an alternate for Shane.
He does that side by side, don't he?
Shane will be a very valuable.
Well,
Yeah.
and he
Asset on
he
this
does
board.
pickleball too, you know, he's really into pickleball, I think, isn't he?
He'll
They're
be
playing a
great
lot of
member.
pickleball out here, but I don't know who plays out here.
What about Scotty?
Who does?
What about Scotty? He plays
Oh,
with
that's
some
Scotty
money.
Owens.
Scotty?
Owens.
Yeah, we can nominate him.
Sound
I
like
don't know if he'd take it or not.
Uh-uh.
'Cause I'm not talking to him about it, but we can put him as an alternate if we want to, and if he doesn't want it, then the next meeting we can
Scotty.
appoint one.
It'll take a while to get all these things.
It will.
Ironed out.
It will take a while.
Hopefully they benefit the community.
Well, it's something that's been brought up for years since I've been on the board, and it's just something we never did follow through with. And this year, I think we've made great strides in at least starting one.
Yep, start somewhere.
I hope they can
attempting to
get
make
some,
some
I
good
hope they can get
stuff.
some grants.
Mr. Chairman, you got one more to vote on here. so-
Yeah, Shane Hillman. Any other nominations? Well, let's see, we're
And
gonna do.
Scotty's gonna be his alternate.
Shane
Ron.
with Scotty as an alternate.
Yep.
So, any others nominations? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye as well.
Done good with those.
So we got through
I
that
think
one.
we got a good variety throughout the county.
Thanks, everybody. That wasn't bad.
Pretty bad.
14B, Dickinson County Resiliency Committee. So I think this is the one that we're gonna have to.
We'll have a
nominate
Board of Supervisors member who will serve as
member.
co-chair with Rachel Taylor. It'd be the Board of Supervisors member and Rachel Taylor, the way everything's set up, would be co-chairs of this committee, so.
And I appreciate you thinking about me. I'm on the Energy Committee.
Oh, okay.
Already, so if one of y'all would,
Peggy, you
Want
want
to
it,
take
or
that?
Rhonda?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Rhonda do it.
you wanna nominate Rhonda,
I'll nominate Rhonda.
any other nominations?
How does this meet?
I think on that one again too, I'd have to go back and look at the charter. We did a charter on that. I think it's at least quarterly on that is what we said.
Okay.
And it'll start out, and again, it depends on what the need is, and there'll be times, if we were to have a disaster or have something happen, that it may require more.
At 9 o'clock in the morning.
I think they're meeting first thing in the morning.
I just love you, Peggy.
That's a breakfast
I just
club.
had to do that.
Hey, you could do it if you had to, couldn't you?
I show up when I have to. When it's early in the morning, I show up.
You don't go to bed and then you.
Well, I know, but I did it for 38 years.
All right, we got a nomination for Rhonda. Any others? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye as well.
I guess.
Congratulations, Miss Slush. You and Rachel will do a good job heading up that committee, so.
All
The
right,
first
we're-
meeting is in the middle of September.
It is. We'll have to get that to you on the first meeting. It's already been scheduled.
Yeah, you
so
better
we'll get
send
all
that to me.
We'll get all that to you. And it is an evening meeting, right, Miss Robinson?
One of them's lunch and one of them's evening. I can't remember which one's which.
Yeah.
I can get up in the mornings.
Don't miss your first.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Yeah, y'all just trying to make me feel bad.
Number 15, fire and rescue apparatus and vehicle surplus.
I've basically been up
Disposition
since 3
policy.
o'clock this morning.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Our last actual agenda item today is going to be this fire and rescue apparatus and vehicle surplus disposition policy. This is something that we've talked about for some time, but the county, of course, recently has received a significant number of requests for local matching funds for the purchase of new rescue vehicles. We had a match for Clintwood last year that we paid on their ambulance. Hayside will be getting a new ambulance here within the next, month? 2 months? Second week of next month, so theirs is coming up. We've got a match to pay there. Sandy Ridge has one in route that'll probably be here by the end of this year, maybe October on that one. Clintwood has another squad, Mr. Mullins, I think, that we're paying a match on that you've already been awarded for on that, as well as, if you'll recall at a recent meeting, we've got some more applications that have went back out again for additional. So, collectively, those total several $100,000 that we're committing to match funding for these vehicles on that. So, in addition, the county always covers the insurance and repair costs and maintenance costs on the vehicles. So, the proposed policy establishes a consistent process when a department or agency replaces an apparatus or vehicle using county matching funds or other county acquisition funds. The replaced unit may not be sold, traded, donated, transferred, scrapped, or otherwise disposed of without prior notice to and approval by the county. And then the net sales proceeds or the full value of a trade-in will be returned and credited to the county and reserved for future fire and rescue apparatus purchases and required local matches. So it would create a new fund within county funds that these sold items would be put into. That would be the first funds used to go out for the next match that we have to pay. And of course, it won't be nowhere near cover what we have to pay in matches. But the policy preserves all applicable federal and state grant requirements. It permits the deduction of reasonable documented disposition expenses and allows the board to approve an exception when an alternative disposition is determined to be in the county's best interest. If adopted, the policy will apply to apparatus and vehicles replaced on or after today, August 25th, 2026. So, again, the policy has been circulated out. It's in your board packet. Mr. Sturgill has reviewed the policy, so I'll try to answer any questions that anyone has on this. So,
we're more or less just creating a fund for
we're
future
creating a fund for future
purchases.
Correct.
I think it's a good idea.
Because the vehicles, like all of our vehicles, continue to get more expensive, and the matches, our matches went from, used to be 20% match, now we've went to a 30% match, so.
And then too, we're doing their maintenance also.
Right, we took over all the maintenance and
Yeah.
repairs of the vehicles, and we cover the cost of insurance on the vehicles, so.
Yeah, so.
And we're already tagging them, insuring them, in addition to the repair and all of that.
Right. And this would just apply to the vehicles that the county has, had a hand in purchasing, that.
Just the surplus
county-
ones.
County bought or match funding it went into.
Yeah, and even though it went up from 20% to 30%, that 10% difference is so much higher because the vehicle cost
And
is
you're
so
looking
much
at
more.
$300,000 or $400,000 vehicles, that's a big
Yeah.
expense.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion that we approve this board action for fire and rescue apparatus and vehicle surplus disposition policy,
Effective.
effective August 25th.
I'll second his motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
As well, any opposed? All right, we've got down to supervisor comments.
Oh, is that what it says? I haven't read it.
Ms. Kaiser, you want to go first?
I guess.
We'll nominate Rhonda if you want to.
Well, I'll go first, I don't
Go
care.
ahead, Rhonda.
I want to congratulate Dylan. Tomorrow he's supposed to be riding a new garbage truck, right?
Supposed to be coming in tomorrow, so.
Dylan's gonna be riding.
Take care of it.
He's gonna get the big head. I want to support, I wish everybody a happy Labor Day. I did get a chance to go by the football game because I was in a meeting 11 on Thursday. And it was a very impressive Ridgeview football team. And I think the girls volleyball team won last night against Eastside. And I just wish, I know it's sort of silly, but I think the death of Dolly Parton should show us that no matter how rich you are, no matter how beautiful, no matter what you have going or talented, we're all going to die. And after death, we need to think what's going to happen after death. I pray God bless. I was very stunned and hurt, although I don't know her, she don't know me, but she was down to earth, and she's from East Tennessee. But it does teach us a lesson that she was very rich, almost a billionaire, I think. It still didn't save her from dying. She had to die. As well as we all do. We all have that in common, and I'm not trying to preach. Okay. That's all I have.
You had training.
I've had plenty of training on preaching, yes.
Oh.
Been married to a preacher for 53 years, and very happily. Wait, Peggy. Hit
Go
it.
ahead.
I'd just like to thank everybody that's come out tonight. We've not had this many people to be out, and I'd like to send deepest condolences to Larry Deal that is so faithful to be here every month. I have been on this board almost 7 years, and I don't know of a handful of times that he has missed in 7 years, and even prior to
Yeah,
that.
Chris has made you miss a couple times, hasn't he?
But Larry just lost a brother last week,
Well,
and send condolences, and he lost his sister in February of '25.
well,
And Larry is now the only surviving family in the Deal family, and send condolences to him, his family, his nieces, nephews. I don't know that I knew his brother. Scott but I knew Barney, his older brother that he lost about 4 years ago. I knew him, but I don't know that I really knew Scott that well. But wanted to do that. And then I have a sister-in-law that has passed away in Mansfield, that we will be traveling up for her funeral. And she'd been in a nursing home and finally succumbed to her problems and stuff. But that's a sad family. Her brother and his kids and all of that, they need lots of prayer and thoughts to get through this week. And my great-grandbaby is doing good. Got to keep him last night.
Didn't sleep away.
I didn't sleep much. I wanted to check on him every grunt and growl he made in his sleep. But back to our board stuff. Working on these roads, trying to help the citizens. We may not can move as fast as everybody wants. A lot has been working for stuff to get done for a long time. Ever since I've been on the board, the Sand Lake District of Welcome Lane has had tremendous issues. And it's just gonna take time. The cost allocation is unreal of what we've been given to work on these roads. And it is not going to happen overnight. It is not gonna happen in 1 or 2 years. But we do have dedication to help you and get started. Thank all of you that was on these roads that we're looking at, that's persevered, pushing for your road to get included. That's what it takes sometimes. It takes us a little while to get there, but it takes you all to keep pushing. Ridgeview will be playing Southern Gap Friday night in football game, and I think their grand opening or the dedication through the Corps of Engineers is Saturday. That'll be something, and I'm gonna end up having to miss that with having to go out of town. But thank all you all. Thank you all for being patient with us, and we're here. Give us a call if we can help you. I'm done.
Mr. Thacker, you got anything?
Yeah, I'll go next. I thank everybody for coming out to the meeting tonight and patiently sitting through a lot of boring stuff for the most part, but it's all necessary. I'd also like to remind everyone that we have the Wildwood Recovery open house September the 17th from 2 to 6. It's open that is for the public, correct?
Yep.
And thank all of our staff that work so hard to keep everything in line for the county. I want to touch on Dolly Parton's passing as well. My children and all my grandchildren received books from her foundation over the years, and I just think she had a servant's heart, even though, she was famous, rich. She lived on a farm. Her husband worked on tractors, and she gave and gave and gave back to the community. And there's not very many of these rich people that do that, and I think we lost a treasure. And that's all I have.
Ms. Williams?
I'm Mark Richard. I was sad when I heard that Dolly had passed away because she come from a humble person, and she didn't lose that all through. She paid back to the community and to children, things that she didn't have when she grew up. So anyway, and I noticed Jelaine chose me for the recreation person, and tonight I didn't get to go to see my grandson play football. Bruce is going to go tonight. We've not been able to go for several weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, I guess we are now. And we're wanting to start back to watching our children and our grandchildren and great-grandchildren play. And, but I'd like to thank everybody for coming out, and I did honor Larry as I came in with the passing of his brother. And wish everybody a happy Labor Day. Also, it's coming up. I wore white tonight, probably last night I'll get to wear it. So, anyway, I don't have much to say. Bruce is improving tremendously, and he was gonna go to the ball game tonight, so, that was wonderful for him to get to go. He was sick all day yesterday, so I'm glad he got to go. But thank everyone for their prayers too, for everything, and I'll do my very best on this committee. There's things I want to see done. I've been here 18 and a half years, but I'm gonna finish in a year and a half, so. Anyway, this is one thing I really wanted to see done was the Parks and Recreation, so I'm happy that that's done. I'll turn it over to you. I'm not a good speaker on anything.
Well, thanks everybody for
I'm
coming out.
happy that we're getting the rec center, or the
As
Wildwood Center.
Ms. Kaiser mentioned, these road issues are very difficult and take a very long time to mitigate and get something done. But it looks like we're finally moving with some funding, and hopefully we can get some work done on them. And we'll continue to work on them, so hopefully we'll get as many as we can took into the VDOT system eventually, but at least maybe we can start doing some drainage work and stuff and keep them from washing out and have a much better improvement. I'd like to encourage everybody to shop local. It is very, very important that we support our local businesses and keep them in business. It's a very tough area to be in business right now with population dropping and the price of stuff, but it's very important that we help support our local shops and stores and stuff. If you want to open up a business, it's a good time, because we have a lot of different programs and stuff that help entrepreneurs. We have grant opportunities and education on how to run a business. They'll help you do a business plan. So it's a good time to start looking at opening a business if that's something that you're wanting to do. And education, we had our education folks here, so there's a lot of opportunities for furthering your education, developing your skills. Very excited about the Addiction Recovery Center opening up, Wildwood. That's awesome. We got some industrial sites that are finished. We're starting to advertise. So hopefully we can get some industry in there, get some employment out of those, and some revenue. And I'd like to encourage everybody to talk positively about Dickinson County. Every place has negative things, but we need to start talking positive about our community.
Amen.
You know, if we're always negative, why would anybody want to come here? So let's just try to start being a little bit more positive about where we are. Kind of like Dolly Parton. I mean, she didn't hide from where she came from.
No, she did not hide it.
So I think that's very important, just to let people know that it's a great place. So, and hang on a minute, RJ, I got you. We have a festival up on Smith Ridge. I think that's at the Ralph Stanley's Festival Grounds, the Coal Miners Appreciation Festival. It's going to be held on September the 3rd through the 5th.
Labor Day weekend, yeah, he
So,
does have that.
if you can, go attend that and participate in that. And I'm sure it'll be a good time. And Wildwood Recovery will be open. The facility will start taking patients on the 28th,
28.
September the
That's
28th.
wonderful.
Oh my goodness, this is wonderful news. Help a lot of people out right there with all the different programs, the ropes.
Lori, thank you for that.
That's a lot of
We'll
good
love
things
it.
happening.
Chris, one thing on Dolly Parton, I heard on the news this afternoon when I was getting ready, she started Imagination Library because her dad could not read.
Yeah.
To get books out for parents to read to children. And I understand that because Hyder cannot read or write. There's just basic things that he can pick out. A lot of people don't know that, but I understand where she came from a parent not being able to read.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of needs out there, just
Yeah.
simple things like that,
Yeah.
when people have the means to help out, please,
Yeah.
help
You know, you
reach out
take
and help
somebody who can't read, just like going to Food City, or not just Food City, but Valera or anything. Comes up on the screen, enter your PIN number. Well, if they can't read that,
Yeah,
or, do you want a receipt? All they can maybe recognize is the yes or no words. They don't know what this other is. And it's hard. There's a lot of hardships in everyday life for people who can't read and write.
yeah, most definitely. Anybody else got anything else?
I was gonna tell Dylan his cemetery road looked good this evening. I looked at it as I came down the road. It looks good. Yeah, I told him to, yeah. But it's looking good. His washed out in the road. Every bit of it
Where's
washed
that
out in the road. On Rock House.
Rockell.
Mackie, where Mackie Rose's house is up there.
All right, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes, will.
You know who's